What do you think it is about Star Trek that has kept it boldly going now for over 50 years?
I think that the idea of traveling into the unknown is a very sort of human, natural curiosity, and there's something very scary about it and very odd about it. And to be doing it with a family of people that are as sort of, funny and opinionated and different as the crew of the Enterprise makes it a wonderful kind of paradigm. The archetypes are so strong. So I think that these people going into that situation feels like it's a situation, a story that could never die.
What influence do you think Star Trek has had on technology that we have today in real life?
Well, obviously, we all carry in our pockets phones that seem to do far more than the, at the time, groundbreaking notion of a communicator. And who knows if there will ever be, warp speed or, a transporter. But the idea of, that you think about some of these ideas that Roddenberry is really ahead of his time in 1966 when he came up with this.
What role do you feel the video games have played, the Star Trek games, in between films over the years, keeping fans active?
I think that the last game, which is obviously a big disappointment, to me, was something that, we were actually involved in at the very beginning of it, and then we sort of realized it was not going in a place that we were going to get what we wanted, and so we dropped out, and they continued to do it despite, to me, the video game could have been something that actually really benefited the series and was an exciting, fun, game with great gameplay, and instead it was not, and it was something that I feel, for me emotionally, it hurt because we were working our asses off making a movie, and then this game came out that got, it's not even my opinion, it got sort of universally panned, and I think it was something that, without question, didn't help the movie and arguably hurt it.
Are there opportunities still in the future, do you feel, for games on Star Trek?
Well, I do. I think that the thing is that we all know, anyone who loves video games and loves movies, is very, very rarely does something based on a movie based on a game or a game based on a movie really work. It usually ends up being something that everyone who goes to see or goes to play feels like, oh, this was a marketing decision made by a room full of people who wanted to capitalize on a title. And that's like, there's no way to make a game, no way to make a movie. The dream is, and we're working with Valve right now on a couple projects, is to say, okay, despite its existence, despite it pre-existing as a game, despite it existing as a movie, what makes this great? And starting from scratch, from a place of, let's make this from the ground up great, regardless of what's come before. And that, to me, whether it's a video game or a book or a movie or a song, anything that is based on something else, it needs to exist on its own terms. And a lot of times these seem to exist as kind of ancillary product, in which case it will suck.
Would Valve be Half-Life or Left 4 Dead?
We're working on a couple things with them, Portal and Half-Life.
Oh, Portal, yeah. And how do you feel your own video gaming has influenced you as a director?
Well, what's amazing about it is when you see, how insanely cinematic. I mean, any example, you watch the beginning of, Uncharted 3, you're watching it kind of like as amazed as you would be in any movie, and then you're like, oh, I'm in this thing, and then you're playing, and I think that it's incredible to see how much the movies that we all love have influenced the experience of video game play, and I think vice versa. I think that action sequences and situations, you find yourself inspired by, when I played Tomb Raider when it first came out, I'm like, oh my God, like I want to see what this is like, in a movie. It's an amazing thing. I just think any popular media is going to have a strong impact on what comes next in many other formats.